All right. Whew. Hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, The Burger Thought, and welcome back to another edition of Sunday Night Art Stream. It is chilly out in the New York area today, and my building's no better. Bad windows equals bad temperature inside the house. But I am happy to be back at the drawing table, quite literally. Down beneath me in the chat, you're going to see a list of upcoming events. I just did Cosmic Con in Queens. Very nice location. Easy to get to. Didn't turn out the way I hoped. It's sad when you see a lot of people circling around you, but no one comes to you. And that's not just the table, it's the event itself. Cosmic Con was in a very nice location. It was in a really active mall with food and vendors and all this stuff, but no one was actually coming into the convention area, and that's something I think I think that's an issue regarding the con host itself, because no one wants to pay money to go into a location just to pay money. Conventions usually have panels, shows, a whole bunch of things that you get for the original initial payment, and then you go to tables. Frankly, I feel that Cosmic Con, once again, nice location, easy to get to, very freaking food's amazing. It was in Flushing, Queens, Main Street, Flushing, so really amazing food in the area. But like, frankly, if the convention was like free to get in, I think everyone at the convention would have done a lot better. But it is nice to get back into the swing of it. I mention all that because upcoming con is Long Island Tabletop Gaming. That's in April 6th and 7th. Tabletop Gaming, it sounds exactly what it sounds like. Not just D&D or Warhammer, it's like all tabletop stuff. People are there showcasing prototype card games. I might showcase mine at some point again later on. In August is Retro Gaming, which is video games and other, older games of all types. But before that, so there's a Long Island Tabletop, then there's Brooklyn Comic Con, and then there's Long Island Retro Gaming. Those are the three conventions I have coming up as time goes on. Let me just double check a few things on my end, and then we'll get into it. So today we are drawing Little Devil People. I decided to do some return to an old character who I had a lot of steam when I started making him and making his comics and stuff. Then I kind of lost the steam. Kind of lost the inspiration for him, which was when I long ago. Oh, here we go. Give me a second. So the Tabletop Gaming labeled there. There we go. Brooklyn Comic Con is June 8th and 9th. Check that out as well. There we go. I want to make sure that my eyes skipped it, so I didn't see the logo pop up. So what are we drawing today? Let's get into what we're drawing today. This is Hooktail. He is an old character of mine from quite some time ago. Started off as a sketch while I was doing some doing a slow period in my retail work. Like, it was a slow day, so I started drawing some characters, and I started drawing this really angry kind of cat-looking devil dude. And this is Hooktail. This is my basic bio sheet, if you would. Not necessarily a turnaround sheet, but just kind of how his head works. He is roughly 3.5 heads tall, and he has this giant 2-prong with a little spiky pitchfork, which I was just in the middle of filling out. Also, the details on that. So there's Hooktail. There is his friend Inkwell. That's Inkwell. Do I have more? Here we go. Just her like freaking out. That's Inkwell. And then his other friend, Paddleman. This is Paddleman. Or Paddleton. I'm still working on the name on him. These are just basic headshot stuff. But we're gonna be working with Hooktail. Oh, here's some other some other expressions I added as well. Some more expressions on that. So we're just, yeah, I'm just gonna return to him. So I started doing a comic from a while back, in a 10-page comic, which I started to, I did a 10-page comic. Then I started the second issue, if you would, which was gonna be another 10-page comic. And when I started the second issue, I went back and started redrawing the original 10-page comic. So I went through some phases. First, I was doing it all by hand. Like, I was inking and coloring it by hand. Then I started inking it and doing, hand inking it and then digital coloring it. And I'm thinking, I might want to take all my old sketches, all that old stuff, and do like a complete rehash. And just completely do, since I'm gotten better at digital inking, I'm thinking I should just digital ink it all. So yeah, digital ink it. Only do a color cover, which is, these are the basic colors. And just do cross hatching and shading all together. Like, it's gonna be fully black and white comic. With just him on the cover being in color. As like, that way I could get like an initial print out the way. Because even when I did the comic, if I could bring it up. Let me see, where's the comic? Comic number 2. No. So even when I did the comic, it was all just flat. Right? I did the colors flat. Like, I only colored the people. I didn't color the background. So I figured, heck, let's just do the whole thing in black and white then. And just, like, you know, really lean into cross-hatching, making that look nice. So then... let me see if I can find it. Is this... so here's the original. Here's the first comic. Which I... no, correction. I penciled... the first comic I penciled... inked digitally. Second comic, I started penciling and inking by hand. Because I was just getting better and better at inking. But I'm thinking, now that I'm at a point where I could ink digital and by hand pretty well, I should just do the whole thing digital. So it's like a restart. Yeah, I have everything all sketched out on your typical 2x3 American comic book style, and I'm thinking I should just do it all digital. Cause scanning it on a small scanner, trying to line it up, trying to ink it, I just should just start over and do it all by hand. I mean, all by digital ink. Yeah. So this is original, this is digital, no, this is traditional ink. And then trying to scan it, trying to get rid of the blue lines, it just looks nasty. So I'm probably just going to completely retrace this and just do it all over. So let's work on Hooktail. First things first, I'm gonna finish up a few of the a few details here. Let's see. This is okay, I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing. Delete that. I'm just trying to get the sizing right, if I remember correctly. Pitchfork. There we go. His funny pitchfork. stance. There we go. And I believe the pitchfork, I believe, is 4 heads high. Yeah. Yeah, because he is 1, 2, 3, 3.5. He's 3.5 heads, right? So the pitchfork is about as tall as he is for the handle. So the handle's 3.5, and then the actual fork is 1 more head. So that should be 4.5 heads high. Yep. So that's 4.5 heads. Got it. Okay, so. Deselect that. So we're going to take the sketch from this right here. Right here. Woo! He's roughly 3.5. Because right now his knee's a little bent in this. He's walking in this stance, which is another thing. He always kind of slouches, but if he stands up straight, he's 3.5. The music skips for a minute. I'm going to switch over to... Now that I know I'm coming across okay, I'm going to switch over to my other headset. we go. His colors are basic. They're like a dull peach or dull pink, if you will, like a dull peach for the skin tone. Just red and black, like latex bodysuit. Inside of his mouth, it's just tones of like darker reds, and then shades of gray. It's like really simple stuff. But I'm happy we got that. Okay. Okay, I don't need this one. And cutie sad face, winky. Okay, this is all in this. Good. So this is the one. File. Good, it's been saved. This is our main bio sheet right here. I don't know. So when I first drew him, it was just a matter of drawing shapes one day. I was just drawing shapes and adding triangles and adding rectangles and like, you know, erasing part of them, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. And so this is a technique I've talked about before where it's just like, just go nuts. Just add shape after shape after shape. And then like, see what happens. See what comes out of that, you know? Develop it in some way. Right? You just start like... You find yourself just... You start seeing shapes appear. You start just creating, and you know, it just kind of takes off. And that's how I came up with Hooktail. Hooktail was just like a circle. Then I did some lines through him, and eventually he just slowly developed into like his own little character. Then from there, I kind of try to refine it, try to do you just come up with like weird stuff, you know? You just come up with weird things like that. It's a great way to just like draw characters, draw concepts and shapes at a wall and see what sticks. Been so long since I've actually drawn him. I have to like look back at my own stuff. Hey, who's popping up in the chat? Hey, Kutorius Rex, good to have you. Yep, I decided to go back to this guy. The ramble I gave probably before you jumped in, Rex, was that I did the original. I did the original in color pencil. I did the original in pencil and inked it on computer, but it came off too stiff, in my opinion. Then I went and I tried to do. When I did the second chapter, I inked all that by hand, as well as started re-inking and redrawing the first chapter, the original comic. But scanning that to then drop the color into it just kind of took it away from all of it. I'm thinking I'm at a point now, with my digital hand, I might just take all the stuff I was doing, the second, the redrawing of the first story, the second story, and do it all digital, but also forget about the flat colors. Like, it's gonna be a black and white book. I'm gonna lean heavily into my cross hatching, the stuff I've learned recently, and the new things I've really learned by practicing digital drawing. In terms of how I cross hatch and everything, I think I just want to do it all digital. Cause I can never get my scans of my actual inks to look good, at least not to the point I want them to. If I was gonna add color, so I'm thinking just like keep it all black and white, make a colored cover, and then eventually we'll do like a little print of that. Like I want to return to this. I want to just have an actual comic done, you know. So I'm gonna at some point pull out all my old stuff, and we'll see where it goes from there. You know, pull out all the old stuff and semi redo part of it. When I do it 3/4, it's a little different. I have to like remember how I did this guy. Either that or I just completely stick with the traditional ink. But don't bother doing blue lines. Like it just, I don't know, just never, I can never scan the inks and make them look good. I can never get rid of the freaking blue lines. You know, I don't know how some of this is done. I don't know. Ooh, what just happened? Holy crap, everything just closed on me. Something's off. There we go. Yeah. Alright, I don't know why it looks off to me. I sometimes draw Hooktail's tail, the hook, just a way too big. It just happens sometimes. One of the defining traits of Hooktail are his like almost cat-like horns. I just find him so cute. Like he can't help it. He has little kitty-like horns, little kitty cat horns. Hooktail is his personality is slightly less aggressive than what was that cartoon, Dan versus the World or something like that, where the guy was just always angry about everything. He's around that area, a little pessimistic, if that makes sense. You know what? I have to look back at my old inks when I switched to it was the second chapter for Hooktail. When I switched over to just being like, I'm just gonna do it all by ink because I was getting better at inks by hand as opposed to digital inks. Now I'm kind of in between. There's a way I digital ink and there's a way I traditionally ink. They're a little different. So I have to look back at how they look. Maybe I will keep the original inks. Maybe I'll just take the inks I have for chapter 2 and just spruce them up, you know? And with the intention of leaving them black and white. So I'll just do a lot more cross hatching and stuff. It's just the issue of like scanning them such a pain. If the scans never really look the way I want them to, trying to get rid of the blue line. I don't know what they do professionally, but it's like it's blue line and ink on top, and it just you don't see any of the blue lines. It looks amazing. I don't know what the industry standard is. It bugs the heck out of me. Yeah, my only problem with Mumble Grumble, the comic Mumble Grumble I did, is because I need to be in the right mindset. I still see Mumble Grumble as an anthology, while Hooktail at the first 10 pages of the quote unquote first comic of Hooktail is it comes off like a day in the life, if that makes sense, you know? It's a day in the life of Hooktail. And then the next, there was something I did about his glove. Oh yeah. And then the next 10 pages I was gonna do regarding the same character was like the weekend. So the first 10 pages were like a Monday through Friday, and then the next 10 pages were going to be a kind of weekend day out for the character, just to kind of give you a literal like idea of what the character goes through in his life. You know what? I definitely want. I want to do a figure sculpt. Oh, I just realized my camera isn't working. Why didn't anyone tell me my camera's not working? There we go. I minimized it. So I minimized it. It's active, but it's not recording. Sorry about that. Yeah, I actually want to do a sculpt of. I want to do a figurine of Mumbo Grumble. I have a few like I have a bunch of like wrestling figurines and stuff that like I can like assemble a nice figurine. Not even one that's meant to be like really good, but just one to get poses down. I kind of want to do a sculpture of him too. He just has really gangly arms and stuff. But I could probably do a little sculpture of him. But yeah, I'm on the fence between just straight up doing full digital, using what I have already as like the basis and just kind of working on top of it, or taking what I have already and just going full ink. Like, but I have to really look back at the old pieces to see whether or not I think they're salvageable. And on top of that, it's ink on top of blue pencil, and I just can never like, I don't know, it never scans right. So it's like to avoid the headache of the scanning, to avoid the headache of sizing, I'll just like, you know, just do it full digital, do some cross hatching, leave the color out, just like really go into it. So, what is the story of Hooktail? Hooktail is a cleaning devil. Not to be confused with a dust devil. But essentially, when people are sent to hell, they get organized by paper devils. Inkwell is a paper devil. She is a workaholic. She is a like hard working workaholic paper devil. She organizes details as to like how badly should someone be punished, who should punish them, etc., etc. And then that gets passed on to the punishing devils. You have the Punisher devils, paper devils, and then you have the cleaning devils. The cleaning devils, their job is to go into a room after someone's been punished, organize said room, said little dungeon room, and get it ready for the next person. It is Hooktail's job to clean up after people. And the slogan is, for all the shit you do on Earth, he cleans in hell. That's pretty much what it is. That makes more sense. The curve was weird. Joe over here has been and rightfully so. I bug him, he bugs me. He's been bugging me to do something more with the character Mumble Grumble. But I definitely just I want to completely like rework him. I want to redraw him a little bit, really exaggerate like the proportions I want to get for him. That way I could then like really utilize him properly. That just looks weird. We're gonna fix that for sure. Won't let me go past it on the screen. Let's try this again. Trying to get him to look like he's shuffling, but it just looks weird. So right before I started the stream, I just found out something that kind of made me feel sad. Sad in a way of like, oh no, you know, when you're reading like a fictional story, pretty much, and someone that you love in the story gets killed off. So I love the movie Tremors. I think it's like a great it's a great monster movie because it does comedy and action and suspense all very well, which is like very hard to pull off altogether. And I love that movie. I love the movie Tremors. And not all of the movies in the franchise are great, but they do really good world building, pretty much. They do a very good world building. If you've ever seen, so if you've seen the sequels, 1 and 2 to Tremors, they world build this monster, right? And I think 1, 2, and 3 is like a perfect in itself self-contained great story. 1, 2, and 3, right? Then they started making more, and they started doing variations of the monster, which kind of makes sense too, because the monster is meant to be an actual like animal. So you have tigers and lions and bears. Oh my! So it's like variations of this one particular monster, but I don't follow the rest of them that much. I saw the fourth movie, which was a prequel, which was fun in how it sets up the world and once again does world building and like historically like tells you how everything got where it's at. But it's not a great movie. But the reason I mentioned it is because I didn't know this, but so the main guy who was there. So in the first movie, you have the first movie. You have the second movie, which has one of the main characters from the first movie is in the second one, along with the character Burt Gummer, who's a secondary character. And Burt Gummer basically goes from secondary character to main character throughout the series. So original 3 movies, you have the main cast, main character, Burt Gummer, side character. Second movie, one of the main characters, and then Burt Gummer again. Third movie, Burt Gummer in his own group, so on and so on and so forth. And I found out that like a year ago, they released a Tremors movie, spoilers, where Burt Gummer freaking dies. Like, that's pretty much how they ended the franchise with his character. Like, he dies going out like a badass in a way. And I'm like, oh snap, they freaking killed off Burt Gummer. When did this happen? Like, I was like so like out of the loop. I was like, oh my god. Not Burt Gummer. You can't kill off him. He's like a great character. But it was just really interesting. To return to a series not knowing that they had like essentially ended this character's run. I was like, oh, I had no idea. And I literally just like saw the clip from I don't know what number movie it is. Maybe it's like technically I guess it'll be like 6 or 7. Where his character gets killed off, and I'm like, oh man, freaking Burt Gummer. Maybe I'll dress up for like Comic Con. I got the mustache. I can just wear aviators over my face. But I have to dress as him, and I have to carry like little shriekers. If you watch Tremors, the shriekers are like the second evolutionary state of the main monster. It's such a freaking good. It's such a good franchise. Watch the first 3 movies, and you could probably stop there. It's such a fun franchise, and they made a series based off of it, and I'm sure I've talked about this before on the channel. They made a series that like once again like opened up the world a bit more of the universe. It was a sci-fi original. I think it went for like 1 season. I think 1 episode was shown out of order, which kind of messed things up. Freaking Christopher Lloyd is in it as like a mad scientist, but a good guy. But yeah, maybe I'll be Burt Gummer. Like, Burt Gummer just wears, like, military fatigues, has a giant-ass gun, has glasses, a hat. But if I make a little shrieker puppet to carry with me, then people will be like, oh, you're Burt Gummer! Like, they'll know after that. They'll know for sure. Just looking at some interesting tools they have here. Is there a way to make those lines bigger? Width of tail, straight. Okay, that's that. Spline, what does that mean? That's weird though, because unlike the word bubble, these aren't merging and they're not circular for some reason. Why are you not circular? That's so weird. They don't really merge with the balloon. Because if you did this, it does that. I don't like the fact that they're not circular. That's annoying. Alright, we'll figure it out. Ah. So I could grab this by itself. I can't grab this by itself. That's annoying. Okay. Things to slowly learn. back. Let's call this Hooktail Strut. Yes, that's probably what I would go for. A little messy in the inks, but it works for the character. Okay, that's the body. Shading. Text or lack thereof. That's his text. Actually, maybe do that. I want to redo that altogether. Let's try. What's that brush I used? No, back. It wasn't the realistic brushes, and it wasn't the thick brush. Was it? Was it new? Yeah. Nah. Trying to find just the right kind of scribble. I like that, but it's too thick. It spreads too much. That's Indian ink. Where's the watercolor? Was it the watercolor one? Too light. Nope, that's definitely not it. Crap, which brush did I use for it? Which brush did I use for this really roughness? Nope, too clean. Nope. Yeah, you know, we'll stick with this, whatever. Then switch to some white. And then back to black and just do like. For now. This little shimmy. Should I just do Comic Sans? Is that a mood? Is that a mood people are feeling right now? Tell me if it is or not. Let me adjust some stuff here. There we go. The nav window was a little weird. There we go. Yes, I'm. Sorry, there's something really weird going on in the OBS. Something very weird going on in the OBS. If I stop moving again? Double checking. Nope, we're good. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm on the fence if I should do a little bit of the cross hatching with flat colors beneath it. Like I'm on the fence of I want to do a print of this, right? And prints can be expensive, so could this be black and white, which is kind of like this with a little bit of cross hatching and some shading cross hatching in the background, right? Or I could do flat colors. I could try a little bit of my flat color cross hatching, which can kind of work sometimes. Or I could go full on render. But if you're full on render, then you're doing the full, you know, and no matter what, if you're doing color on the interior of your book, it's always going to cost you more. So part of me thinks, you know, it's my first time doing a printed comic. I want to keep the cost down. Maybe I should just do black and white like this. And then do color for the cover, just to catch people's attention. And then, you know, Bob's your uncle, as they say. It's all done, you know? Just ideas. Save. I got some one-shots I did a while back, too. Where are they? These were inked by hand. Way back when in my sketchbook. So this is kind of what his attitude is. Sorry, but my bank informs me I have no fucks to give. He's always angry at the higher the Punisher Devil, the more elaborate the punishment is, which means it's much more stuff to clean up in the room. So by default, Hooktail hates high-level Punisher Devils because they're always leaving their junk out. They're always leaving the tools, the whips, the chainsaws, the dentistry picks. Paddleton. I'm still wondering. I'm still figuring out his name. Paddleton is a low-level Punisher Devil. He's extremely confident. So his suaveness comes from his confidence. He's not a jerk. He's just unaware of how easily things come to him. But he was also like a low-level Punisher Devil. So he never leaves a mess, which is why Hooktail is good friends with him. And Steve is always my fallback for there's always a guy named Steve who just messes things up. You know, getting his arm caught in a freaking mousetrap and stuff like that. What else do I have? Once again, tool-related stuff. I know it's in my contract, you don't have to remind me. Just, he has to clean everything. He's always cleaning stuff up. Inkwell just can't stop working. And she writes with her tail. Like, the black spots in her head are actually, like, actual inkwells. They're holes in her horns. She dips her tail in there, she writes with her tail. That's Inkwell's thing. You see some older... A lot of these are on my DeviantArt page too. These are like much older. They're like from over 10 years ago, I would say. Lava Java. That's they get their drinks at Lava Java. Oh yeah. The key to success is to never stop working hard. Case in point. Even though I'm on my break, I'm using my phone to look for a better job. Are you eating coffee grinds out the can? No, yes, working late, need to finish my report. Just poor Inkwell, man. You have to drag her away from her table. Oh yeah. I swear, whoever got punished in here better have a fear of mayonnaise. Because if that's not what I'm cleaning, someone is in big trouble. How many more short? No, these are like I think these are all the shorts I did. Is this the one? There's a particular page. Yes, I redrew all of these. I just haven't scanned them though. So I'm thinking that I think I'll scan them and just digital ink or everything. Just completely like go back into it, like really like match it to my current digital ink skills. Cause I could do it all traditional ink, but in the end I'm just like I don't. Technology, people. Use your technology. Alright. Let's try a new page. Maybe we could get one more in here. Inkwell. Where are you, sweetie? Here's the very first picture of Inkwell. Remember, we keep track of all your sins. Alright, so we're gonna close that off. So Inkwell has very long horns and they extend. They take up they take up 1/4. So they're thin and long, but it's Hooktail who has like legitimately wider horns. What was a... more or less the same thing. It was like an oval shape. Yeah, it's more or less the same thing. That's the wrong tool. Why is this looking so big? There's a legitimate part in the comic where she has to get dragged away from her table, from her office table to go on lunch. And she's like, no, the TPS reports. Like she's just like, she just cannot stop working because she's like a perfectionist in a world of just crazy people. But with that being said, it also makes her crazy. She's not the typical like, oh, she's the female character, so she's the, you know, she's the one who makes sense, like in every single freaking piece of media. It's the woman that makes sense. It's like, no, she's just as zany as everyone else is. There we go. She's just as zany, but just in a workaholic kind of way. So she comes off responsible, but it's just the fact that she can't turn it off. She has to be forced to like go on lunch break half the time. That's the issue when you simplify the face. How do you get certain expressions? I think it's there. We go. So admittedly, I think the eyes are too small for the head. Yeah. She got them little spectacles. think the issue I'm having is the curve in the front of her face. Like, she should be. This should all be much thinner. Like, all of this needs to come up. So, for example, like around there. And it's her left fang. She has one. She has a snaggletooth. Actually, she only has one fang. It's 2 and 2, right? Yeah, 2. Oh no, it's. She has 3 on each side, but one's offset. She got like they look like little black spots, but they're meant to be like little ink holes. Boom, boom, boom. Just make her look very stressed out too. She is stressed right now. Let me check something. Okay. Something just feels weird about this canvas size for some reason. give her a far more like slumped over posture at the moment. Oh. Wait, is that what's bothering me? That's why everything looks weird. My sensitivity's been off this whole time. Why is that? Yeah, the sensitivity's been off. That's why everything looks weird to me as I'm drawing it. I'm like, why do all the lines look weird to me? Well, we're gonna definitely go back and do some. Inkwell slump. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what happened. Yeah, when it got minimized and then brought back, something went weird. Yeah, my sensitivity's been off the whole time. That's why everything's been so weird. I'm like, why does it all look off? You know what? I'm gonna close it. Discard changes. I'm gonna close that. We're gonna restart it. We're gonna see what's going on here. No. Still very weird. Yeah. I did something earlier. Like I minimized it by hitting like a weird key, and it like reset. Something's going on with my program. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna close that again. Do not save. We're gonna figure this out, people. You know, just unplugged my tablet. Just plug it back in and see what happens. Because that is not gonna fly. Loading, loading, loading. Driver. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, that's a pain in the butt. That's why everything's just been so odd. I'm like, something's not right. Everything looks weird as I'm trying to ink this. Because I have no sensitivity. I don't have like the control I normally like. I noticed it when I was trying to do the cross hatching, how it all came out even like that. Which, you know, if you want to be really anal about it, yeah, sure, it looks nice like that. But I prefer having a bit more of a nuance in the cross hatching. You're all stressed. So we could do some investigating. Where are my devices at? I know it's kind of boring just looking at her weird mug right now. Systems. There we go. Devices. Tablet settings. There we go. That doesn't help me at all. There we go. Pen. It's not showing me. It's giving me options on my computer to work with a pen, but it's not showing me this exact device. I want to find my devices, but it's being a jerk about it. Very annoying. Nope. Yeah, it's all very weird. Not sure what is causing it. But we're kind of at a standstill because of that. Because it's just acting weird. Everything looks a little weird. I don't like it. I mean, technically we could call it. It's been about 2 hours or so. I just wish I knew why this is happening all of a sudden. Yeah, literally, it's just giving me it's just giving me basic like, what's it called? Like, turn it off, turn it on, or turn it off automatically. Like, no, I need to know how to adjust the sensitivity on my tablet, and my computer does not want to show me that window. It shows me everything else except that. Oh, nah. Yeah, I think we're at a standstill here, guys, because my tablet's acting funny. I can't freaking draw digitally. After all that talk about, leaning on my more digital skills. You gotta love it. You gotta love it when it all falls apart on you. I don't want to turn the whole evening into me just staring at a screen, and you guys wondering what the hell's going on. I love it. It says pen tablet, but doesn't let you click on it. It's like, you have this device. Do you want to remove it? No, I don't want to remove it. Oh well. I guess we'll call it, guys. Oh, yep, no, there we go, there we go. Something popped up. Oh, maybe it's not registering the tablet anymore. That makes no, it doesn't make sense. I'm using it. Whatever. We're gonna call it, guys. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this little romp. That was the music for myself. Thank you for joining me on this little romp of just returning to like some old characters, which is always nice to do. We're gonna return to Inkwell and fix her up because she is a wreck right now. Hooktail, I am actually happy with, so I think we'll leave him as he is. Once again, a reminder, not next month, not this month coming up, but the month after, I'm going to be doing, why the heck is my, so weird, sorry, I know the stream's coming across fine, but something's going on my Streamlabs. It's like showing me something from like 20 minutes ago. Anyway, Long Island Tabletop Gaming, 6th and 7th. Check it out. Brooklyn Comic Con, June 8th and 9th. Then later on, there'll be Long Island Retro Gaming, and that will be the 9th to the 11th, the 3-day event. These are the conventions I'm going to be at. Be selling my wares. In fact, as we're speaking, I have my 3D printer going full steam again. I just got a new load of filament, so I'm making more of my dice books. And I'm going to make a few other products as well, because I'm seeing what is selling so far. But I'm hoping this upcoming convention at the Tabletop Convention will be the big push for the dice books and other D&D stuff I've been working on. I think that's it. Rex, as always, thank you for jumping in and joining me with this. And all of you, thank you for joining. So yeah, once again, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later.